Okay, so today we're going to begin talking about living things and the environment. So we're going to get into habitats, and basically we're going to talk about ecosystems for the remainder of the school year. So before we get started, just some reminders as usual. Make sure you write down all highlighted vocabulary and pause and rewind whenever you need to. So we're going to throw it back to way at the beginning of the year when we started talking about what are the characteristics of living things, because we're talking about living things in their environment. So it's important to remember what makes up a living thing or what classifies something as a living thing. And you remember we use the sugar as the way to remember it. So we respond to stimuli, that's our S. They use energy, that's U. They grow and develop, that's the G. They're made of cells, which is A, and they are able to reproduce. And those are the five things that we decided and that make up a classification of something that is living versus something that is non-living. So all living things need a habitat, and a habitat is an environment that has all of the resources that an organism needs to live, grow, and reproduce. And we talked about these at the beginning of the school year as well, which were food, water, and shelter. Those are the main things that a living thing needs to survive. And so in nature, every organism, including you, has its own habitat that meets these needs. And so there are many factors that can affect an organism's environment, and there are two basic types that I want you to know. And the first is biotic factors. So biotic factors are the parts of a habitat that are or once were alive and interact with the organism. So we're looking at trees, grass, and even other organisms. So if we were looking at a rainforest, a biotic factor of that rainforest could be another frog that lives with the python. Abiotic factors are parts of an organism's habitat that are not considered living. So you've got rocks, sunlight, temperature. And again, if we look at our rainforest, something non-living could be a waterfall that's in the middle of a fish's habitat. And so that brings us to the end of our notes. And at the end, at the bottom of your notes, I want you to do the following thing. I want you to consider what your habitat is currently, which would be the classroom in this case, because that's where you're sitting. And I want you to list 3 biotic factors that are present in your current habitat. Now, if you want to be, you can look out the window because that might help you find some more biotic factors. And then 2 abiotic factors that are present in your current habitat. So again, look around the classroom, write down 3 factors that would be considered living or were once living, and 2 factors that are non-living that are present in your current habitat. And once you're done with that, there's a worksheet for you to do on Google Classroom. It will be homework if you don't finish, and we will be going over it tomorrow. And that's pretty much all I have for you.